G'day bakers, I'm Dale, and if you love fresh warm flatbread but absolutely dread waiting around for yeast proof, you're in the right place. Today we are tackling my quick no-yeast naan style bread. This is an Apprentice 101 masterclass in rapid dough development. We're going to bypass the yeast completely and use a specific chemical reaction to get that beautiful pillowy loft. Grab a large bowl and let's get into it. We're starting with 320 grams of plain flour, 5 grams of salt, and a heavy lifter, 10 grams of baking powder. Baking powder contains both an acid and a base, but it needs moisture and heat to activate. Now, to bring this all together, we are pouring in 250 grams of plain full-fat yogurt. Give this a mix with a dough hook, a spoon, or your hands until a shaggy dough begins to form. The sensory details here are great. You can smell that slight clean dairy tang right away. The lactic acid in the yogurt is tenderizing our gluten strands, ensuring that the bread stays soft and flexible so you can scoop up your curries and stews. Turn it out onto a floured surface and gently knead for about 2 to 3 minutes until you have a smooth, soft ball. Troubleshooting tip: this dough should feel tacky like a post-it note, but not aggressively sticky. If it's glued to your hands, add a teaspoon of flour at a time until it starts to behave. Now, even though there's no yeast, we still need to cover this up with a tea towel and let it rest for at least 15 minutes. Why? Because kneading tightens up the gluten network like a rubber band. If we try to roll it out now, it will just snap back. Resting lets the gluten relax so we can shape it easily. It also allows the flour to hydrate, utilizing the technique autolyse. Once rested, divide it into 6 or 8 pieces, roll them into balls, and use a rolling pin to stretch them out to a thickness of about 5 ml. You'll notice how soft and compliant the dough feels under your pin now. If by chance you need to roll these back up, maybe you rolled it too thinly, allow that dough time to rest again and relax the gluten network. Now it's time to cook, and temperature control is everything. I have a dry skillet on the stove over medium-high heat. Cast iron would be best, but it's not necessary. You want this pan to be hot, but do not add oil. Carefully lay your rolled flatbread into the dry pan. Within a minute, you're going to see these incredible large bubbles forming and blistering across the surface. This is the moisture and baking powder reacting violently to the intense heat, creating steam pockets. You may also notice smaller bubbles. Sometimes this can be because your baking powder is just a little bit too old. But again, when they're nice and soft like that, that is perfectly fine. Once the underside has deep golden brown charred spots, flip it over for another minute. Listen to that subtle sizzle as the dough hits the iron. This dry heat method mimics the intense environment of a traditional tandoor oven. The absolute second these come out of the pan, you'll need to brush them generously with our garlic butter. That's 60 grams of melted butter mixed with 2 cloves of minced garlic and 20 grams of fresh coriander. Unfortunately, today there was no fresh coriander, but these will still taste amazing. Brush them while they're still steaming hot. This allows for the fat to soak right into the crumb, keeping them incredibly soft and pliable. Stack them up, wrap them in a tea towel to trap the steam, and you're ready to serve. Did you make a batch? Let me know in the comments. Love life, eat well, and enjoy the journey. Catch you in the next one.